Hua Cheng is a total overachiever. It's pretty clear he's got mixed heritage. As a concubine's son, Hua Cheng would have been looked down on in pro-Xianle society. Come on, I think he's a lefty. Oh, and he's a killer cook. Xie Lian's dream is to save the common people, and Hua Cheng's dream is to make sure that dream never dies.
Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Quincy, and I have been a total anime fan for over 10 years now. As a native Chinese speaker, I have spent a lot of time with both the original text and translations. My goal is to pick up those tiny details, unpack the hidden hints, and share how these stories make me feel. This is just my little spot to chat with fellow fans who get it. Let's dive deep into these amazing tales together. In this Tianguan Zifu deep dive, we are going to comb through the text, connect the dots, and spill 7 surprising Hua Cheng facts you might have missed. Fair warning, spoilers ahead. Seriously, watch this after you have finished the book. Now let's jump in. Number 1. His mysterious roots and the crimson right eye. First off, let's talk about Hua Cheng's origins. Where did Hua Cheng come from? And what's the deal with that red eye? At the Shangyuan Lantern Festival, after the little Hua Cheng fell from the wall, Xie Lian asked about his family, and he said, no mother. Later, during the chaos of the war, when he was getting bullied at the Crown Prince Temple, he mentioned, she's not my mother. Here's where it gets interesting. Xianle sits in the Central Plains, yet Hua Cheng's tattoos, silver accessories, and hairstyle are total ethnic vibes. Actually, that's Miao style, from China's minority groups. Add the fact that he was born with crimson pupils, it's pretty clear he's got mixed heritage. Putting it all together, his birth mother was probably a foreign woman sold into Xianle, bought by his father for her looks, and taken as a concubine. As a concubine's son, Hua Cheng would have been looked down on in pro-Xianle society. His birth mother probably died young, maybe not long before his fall from the wall, because little Hua Cheng was still wearing carefully patched clothes that feel like a mother's handiwork at the time. A stepmother mentioned seems unlikely. She called him Hong Hong Er, which means little red. Super sweet, huh? Clearly loved him to bits. That's why, even as a ghost king, Hua Cheng kept the style of her mother's people. I can't help wondering, over those 800 lonely years, did he ever miss the one who called him by that tender name? As for that right eye, it wasn't just red, it was cursed, a mark of bad luck. But instead of letting it define him, Hua Cheng read it out and turned his doom into a weapon. That's his whole attitude toward fate in a nutshell. If you are born under a curse, hold it tight and make it serve. Number 2. Hua Cheng's probably left-handed. Why is his handwriting so awful? Sure, lack of practice plays a part, but come on, I think he's a lefty. In multiple fight scenes, he wields Ming in his left hand. For example, in Chapter 7, Puqi Shrine Talks, Guide for Tales of Banyue Pass, there is a part where he's using his left hand to chop wood. His right foot stepped on top of a large wooden board, and he had a hatchet in his left hand. The hatchet was probably borrowed from one of the neighbors. It looked blunt and heavy, but he wielded it as easily as if it were a very sharp blade. Sanlang nonchalantly hacked the wood, shaving off wood like dove. Here is another example. In Chapter 93, Cave of 10,000 Gods, Faces of 10,000 Gods Revealed, there is another description of him using his left hand to control Ming. Feng Xin battled the red butterflies, while Mu Qing faced Hua Cheng. Hua Cheng flung out an arm, and the scimitar Ming appeared in his left hand, ready to strike. One more example. In Chapter 128, Bloody Rain Sword Flower vicious battle against the White No-Face, there is another description. He flung out his left hand, and Ming shot through the air. Xie Lian reacted incredibly quickly and ducked just in time for Ming to hurdle past, brushing the top of his head as he slashed at Junwu behind him.
Even outside fight, subtle details in the original work shows he favors his left. Like when he teaches Xie Lian to shake a dice cup, the right hand supports while the left leads. And when Mount Tonglu was reopened, he subconsciously covered his right eye with his left. Here is my theory. After losing his right eye, relying on his left just makes sense. Sorry, Your Highness. Making him to write right-handed was never going to produce pretty calligraphy. If Xie Lian had taught him to write hand by hand with his left, maybe we would be praising his calligraphy instead of roasting it. Number 3. He's got hands blessed by the gods. Hua Cheng's hands aren't just deadly, they're ridiculously talented. Carpentry? Nailed it. Painting? Killed it. Cooking? Knocked it out of the park. Sometimes God really does give with both hands. When they were reunited after 800 years, he's fixing doors and sketching like it's no big deal. His woodwork at Puqi Shrine was so smooth, precise, and perfectly fit, hardly what you would expect from a mysterious wanderer. Beyond woodworking, Hua Cheng is also highly talented in artistic creation, especially when it comes to Xie Lian. Nobody paints or sculpts the god-pleasing crown prince better than Hua Cheng. The various statues of Xie Lian that Hua Cheng carved in the cave of 10,000 gods are so lifelike that they can even come alive when spiritual power is poured into them. In the extra, the land of the tender statue went nuts and completely blew Fengxing and Muqing's minds. Those two guys are so straight, and it's really painful for them to witness that all. Muqing was so shocked. He could never look at his garden rockery the same way again. Every time I read that part, I crack up. Hua Cheng, you really are here flexing your skills for fun? Oh, and he's a killer cook. Back in the Ghost Sea, that roasted hare he made, Xie Lian couldn't stop eating. Dude even said, I have never met anyone better than you at anything, whether it's carpentry or cooking. That noble, gracious, special someone really lucked out. By then, Xie Lian had already been low-key jealous of that noble, gracious, special someone. Honestly, can't blame him. Who wouldn't be? Number 4. He's the first person Xie Lian ever saved. Xie Lian's lifelong dream wasn't power or glory. It is, I want to save the common people. Before his first ascension, during the Shangyuan parade, little Hua Cheng fell off the high city wall, and Xie Lian caught him. That might be the very first time Xie Lian ever saved someone. So, little Hua Cheng might well be the first in all the common people Xie Lian set out to save. That moment is huge. It's not just Xie Lian showing the big heart for the common people. It is where their fates first tangled. From the start, their lives were tied to Xie Lian's dream of saving the common people that runs through the whole story. In Tianguan Zifu, common people is a super broad, messy term. It covers everyone, having officials on top, regular folks in the middle, and the ghosts and spirits at the bottom. Every group, every person, they've all got their own angles, their own reasons. Therefore, there is no clear good or evil, right or wrong. Precisely because of this, the dream of saving the common people is kind of naive, bordering on foolish. But Hua Cheng is a gift from the common people, a little kindness in all that mess. His existence allows Xie Lian's dream of saving the common people to reach its perfect fulfillment. It's poetic, you know. If Hua Cheng was the first among the common people Xie Lian ever saved, then Hua Cheng's take on Xie Lian's lifelong dream feels like the common people talking back. Brave but stupid, stupid but brave. In this sense, even though the common people are messy, there's love in there. Number 5. Without the cave of the 10,000 guards, he might have never confessed. The cave of 10,000 guards thing is absolutely a hard quick. It wasn't just Hua Cheng's death, it killed me as a reader as well. By the time we are halfway through the book, these two finally go from secret crushes to actually being open about it. But I have wondered, without the cave of 10,000 guards, when would Hua Cheng have told Xilian how he felt? And between these two, who would have spoken up first? Let's talk about Hua Cheng's love for Xilian. In my eyes, it's kind of reverent, like reaching out to touch, yet pulling hands back, scared to overstep. 800 years later, when Hua Cheng took the youth form and bumped into Xilian on the ox cart, Xilian accidentally brushed his hand. Here is how Hua Cheng reacted in the chapter 6. Clothes redder than maple, skin white as snow. And I quote, "The youth smiled, but before he could say anything, the ox cart suddenly shook violently. The two joked with the cart, and Xilian reached to grab Sanlang, fearing he might fall. Just when his hand touched Sanlang, the youth shook off his hand as if it burned." A lot of readers were confused. Why would Hua Cheng pull away? Come on, he had pined for his god for 800 years. Mo Xiang the author, explained on Weibo, it's because Hua Cheng's heart is filled with both love and awe. He was scared touching Xilian would make him too excited, make him mess up. Later, there's another layer. If Hua Cheng feels he failed to protect his highness, he won't allow him to touch Xilian. No matter how much he wants to, he holds back. It's like punishing himself. That's the kind of love with self-control. So, in the cave of 10,000 guards, with danger still everywhere and Xilian's safety on the line, I don't think Hua Cheng would have confessed. Not then. Would Xilian have gone first? I don't think so either. As early as the night when Mount Tonglu was reopened, Xilian had clearly figured out his true feelings. But he thought Hua Cheng was into some noble, gracious, special someone. Even though he felt uneasy and jealous, he never asked. Xilian had never experienced a romantic relationship before, and probably scared that pushing would break the balance. He couldn't even be friends with Hua Cheng anymore. If the cave hadn't forced the truth, this couple might have dragged their feet way longer. Much appreciation to the cave of 10,000 gods. May the gods bless our true love in the world. Number 6. He didn't just graduate from Mount Tonglu, he redefined it. Hua Cheng is a total overachiever. In 10 years at Mount Tonglu, he learned Wuyong language, built the cave of 10,000 guards, gathered a ton of intel, and forged Ming. Then he ascended to heaven, knocked out and busted out of the king, and finally became the Ghost King. In just 10 short years, he accomplished so many things. That's insane efficiency. But the most astonishing part, something even Hua Cheng himself never expected, is that he accidentally became Mount Tonglu's second creator. Junwu started it, of course, but Hua Cheng completely transformed its whole point. Originally, Mount Tonglu was Junwu's tool for making field skills. It's his magic weapon. But when Hua Cheng was training there, he carved a huge stone guard into the mountain, and that flipped everything. He made that giant statue while trapped in the kiln. He went through hell and endless pain, but his statue was his favorite work. For centuries, it stayed hidden in the dark. The kiln was its natural but dangerous cave. So, when Xilian was trapped there, he could call on that statue to open the kiln, and therefore turn the tables on White No Face. That big martial guard statue, carved by Hua Cheng with his own hands, isn't just a real, visible sign of his love for Xilian. It's proof that Hua Cheng's always got his back, ready to catch him and support him no matter what. Number 7. He's the kind of lover who guides. Hua Cheng's love is truly spectacular. Even though he's new to romance, his devotion has lasted for 800 years. Over that time, Hua Cheng has already grown into a mature, guiding partner in love. First, Hua Cheng is very gentle, giving Xilian a strong sense of security in the relationship. In heaven officials' blessing, their biggest information gap is Xilian's past, the shame of being demoted, the fear from the human face disease, and all the dark stuff he would rather not to talk about. Hua Cheng knew it all, but he gave Xilian complete freedom to stay quiet and to be imperfect. Like after the gilded banquet truth came out, Xilian asked Hua Cheng how he knew Qirong was the culprit. Hua Cheng only replied, "I just know it wasn't you." When Xilian warned against pinning hopes on others, Hua Cheng only said, "The very existence of a certain person in this world is in itself hope." This is Hua Cheng's love language. He knows all the dark parts, but only gives him light. He gets all the truth, but only talks about trust. He gives Xilian no judgment safety net, letting him heal and grow. Their relationship is healthy because of the security Hua Cheng provides. Second, Hua Cheng knows how to respect. Even if he doesn't agree with something, as long as Xilian wants to do it, he will never stop him. Take the wind and water master's conflict with Blackwater as an example. Hua Cheng warned Xilian early on to stay out of it, but once Xilian jumped in, Hua Cheng just stuck by his side with no complaints. Another example, on the lava cliff, when Xilian risked his life to save Mu Qing. Even though Hua Cheng didn't think Mu Qing was worth it, he said, "But only His Highness can decide what he wants to do. I will never oppose his decisions. And, besides, I already knew he was going to do this." Hua Cheng's love doesn't cage Xilian. He stands beside him, helping him chase his lifelong dream. Xilian's dream is to save the common people, and Hua Cheng's dream is to make sure that dream never dies. When Xilian feels lost, Hua Cheng is the calm voice. Don't overthink it. Just focus on doing what you want to do. Even after 800 years as an aged martial guard, steady as still water, Xilian still gets deeply moved by that support. Since the one he loves dreams of saving the common people, even though Hua Cheng says, "My dream is only you," deep down he has long taken Xilian's dream as his own reason to keep going. Out of the three supreme ghost kings who came from Mount Tonglu, White No Face rose from spite, Blackwater from hatred, only Hua Cheng rose from love. He walked into a cruel world that should have made him hate it, but Xilian gave him love and a reason to live. In that sense, they run toward each other, being each other's guiding light. That's it for today's Hua Cheng deep dive. Please drop your thoughts in the comments. I would love to geek out with you guys. It makes my day knowing that there are so many of us who love this world as much as I do. See you next time.